All right. Let's give it like 30 more seconds to a minute for friends to come join us. Okay, you should be have your screen on, your name should be up, you are muted, you're in a place where you are going to learn best. We are going to be talking a lot. You actually are going to just be listening to a lot of me today, and then you're going to go and do your writing assignment today and tomorrow. So first, before that, we're going to get started on economics. And last week in economics, we talked about needs and wants. So needs are things that we need to live and survive, and wants being things that we like, want to have, but we don't need to have them. Okay, so we talked about needs and wants. Now we're just going to go over a few definitions, and the amazing Mrs. Rojas once again made a beautiful economics poster for us. This would normally be hung up on our wall in class. You're going to be doing an activity on Wednesday with some of these definitions, so just keep that in mind. So first we have goods and services. And goods and services, a good is things that are made or grown. So that's what a good is. And a service, sorry, I'm going to pull up my chat. And a service is work that someone does for someone else. So examples, a good. What is an example? Type in the chat an example of a good. Go ahead and type that in the chat. Give me one example of what a good is. One example of a good, something made or grown. Come up with something that's not on the. Okay, I see food, trees, candy, vegetables. Yes. Okay, now give me something that is a service. A service. So work that someone does for someone else. A service. So selling something, yes. Firefighter, nail salon, being a taxi cab driver. Okay, so you guys get this. So the difference between a good and a service. Awesome. So we also have producers and consumers. And a producer is someone who makes or grows goods, or they also offer their services. So for example, a farmer is all growing and offering services because he's selling the vegetables. And then a consumer is someone who then goes and buys the goods or the services. So you and I go to the grocery store to buy what the producer made. Okay. We also have supply and demand. Supply is the amount of something available to consumers, and demand is how much a consumer wants something. So if it's not a popular item, then there's not going to be much demand for it. If all of us want to go out and buy a Nintendo Switch during quarantine, there's going to be a high demand for that. So suppliers are going to have to make those available. Schools, we needed Chromebooks for school. So we had a high demand for Chromebooks. So the supplier, Google, had to supply those, that item. So those Chromebooks. So that is supply and demand. Which one stands out to you the most and why? Type it in the chat. Which one stands out to you the most and why? Goods, services, producers, consumers, supply, or demand? Which one stands out to you the most and why? Type it in the chat. Which one stands out to you the most? Oh, just likes goods because he talks about food. Awesome. Adrani likes demand. Okay. Producers. Okay. I had a feeling goods would be a very popular one. Goods and services. Okay, so we will be doing some more goods and services on Wednesday. So keep these in mind. And we will talk more about them throughout the week. Here is what I need from you. You have a 1-minute break to go use the restroom, to get yourself situated, to get moving if you need to jump up and down, because I'm going to be talking for a solid 10 minutes or so, and I need you guys listening and following along. So you have 1 minute. Get all those wiggles out and get ready to go.
Can you turn on the chat?
I can. Chat is on for the 1 minute. All right, finish up your final thoughts in the chat. I am just about ready. All right, it is on host only mode. Okay, so we have the writing process. We have already done the immersion where we studied first grade work, second grade work, and third grade work. We have collected all of our ideas over here on places I know, people I know well, things I'm good at, activities. We then circled our 6 choices and we collected and chose. So we circled those 6 and we chose the best option with the most information. So remember, I circled making safe choices at Star Academy because I know that I have enough to talk about for 1 paragraph about how to be 6 feet apart. I have one about how to wear a mask. And I have 1 paragraph that would be talking about how to wash our hands and the importance of that. So now I need eyes. I'm taking this and I'm now going to expand on it. And I'm going to have those 3 subheadings. So my 3 subheadings are 6 feet apart, wearing masks, and washing hands. So I'm going to write 6 feet apart. Page 13 is going to be washing hands. And then my last one is wearing a mask. So remember, those are your subheadings. Those are titles. to what's about to be said in your paragraph. Okay, so today I'm only going to focus on paragraph 2. And now we're starting the developing stage, which is stretching out our ideas and adding details. Okay, so if you want your packet in front of you, you can. You don't need it right now. I would rather you just paying attention and watching me, but it's up to you. If you would like to follow along on your packet, that is fine. But you are not writing. You are giving me eyes and listening ears. Kendall and Adeline, I need your screens on. Okay, so find a spot where you're ready. Mia, are you ready? Okay, all right, eyes. So first one that we're doing is 6 feet apart. And this is where I'm going to add my highlighter because eventually I'm going to be putting transition words in my writing. So I'm going to leave kind of a blank space. So this highlighter is kind of that blank space because I'm eventually going to add all of these transition words. Okay. My first paragraph is going to be the first or to begin with. So I'm going to write, which one do you want Miss Mize to use, first or to begin with?
We have very strict
Which one?
lines in California.
Jane, what one do you want me to use, first or to begin with?
First.
Okay, I'm going to use first. So I'm going to write comma, and then I'm going to write my sentence. My details for being 6 feet apart, I have to come up with details, and you need a total of 3 details. What are some details that of how Miss Mize could be 6 feet apart at Star Academy? Ojus, I need you muted.
And we'll have a choice.
Please. Is it not working? Wyatt, is yours not working? Need you guys muted. Okay, it's working now, so just don't touch it. So first, how you could stay 6 feet apart from a friend. I would say you could hold out your arms and kind of do like a circle, and that could show that you're 6 feet apart from friends. So I would say first, you can hold out your arms, kind of like a snowman kind of has his arms out, like a snowman. To keep your distance. So that's my first detail. So remember how a lot of friends I was telling you, remember that's going to be a detail. That's going to go inside of your subheading. This is what I'm talking about now. So you guys went back and changed your seesaws because I only wanted the titles of your subheadings. Now we're focusing on the details. Okay, so here's one detail. It is descriptive. I can describe, you could envision what it would look like as you read my paper, what it means to hold out your arms like a snowman and keep your distance. Okay, so there's my first sentence. My second detail. So I would then pull out a transition word. I did my first, now I'm going to pull out these guys. Okay. So my next one, I'm going to say also, comma. If you are sitting next to someone, you need to stay 6 feet apart. Also, if you are sitting next to a friend, comma, you must sit 6 feet apart. There is my second detail. My third detail. My third detail is then going to be, I'm going to write, 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 I'm going to I'm going to talk about the importance of even when you're inside or even when you're outside, that you should still be 6 feet apart. So I'm going to put that into a sentence. I'm going to say another reason is that even if you are inside or outside, comma, you should still be 6 feet apart, period. So I have added my details for why being 6 feet apart is important. Remember, I am giving information to my reader about why they should be 6 feet apart at school, why it's important at Star Academy. Then I also added my transition words. So my transition words are going to look like this. I want you guys to write in your transition words today. So everyone now, you may get out your packet. You need your packet. You need your pencil. You need your highlighter. And I will give you 1 minute to find those items.
I don't have a highlighter in my packet, and I don't have a highlighter in my house.
Okay, then I want you to use a colored marker, Mia, or I want you to underline.
Okay.
Okay? I'm turning chat off because I don't need it today. Okay. Yes, Zay.
You know, these are not glasses. This is a blue light glass.
Oh, they're blue light glasses. Good for your eyeballs. Shreya, question?
Yes, my question is, so on our thing, the topic we chose, should we like on the topic we chose, we had to choose one of the sentence one of the sentences we put, like the topic we ended up with. We can we have to like.
We'll talk about it in a second, okay?
Oh, actually, do we have to like choose a topic? I mean, a detail, and then you just had to write about one of that detail.
Yes, yes. So we're gonna do that today. You're getting somewhere, Shreya, okay? So hold that thought. Okay, you should have your packet. You should have your pencil. You should have some sort of coloring device. If not, you're going to underline your transition.
Miss Mize,
Yes,
Miss
Adrani.
Mize, can I use a gel pen to do it?
Sure, just for that word though. Okay. Okay, so we are going to put in our subheadings first. So your subheadings are right here. 1, 2, 3. They were also the ones that you put on Seesaw. They should be on your packet. I want you to write in your 1, 2, and 3 on pages 11, pages 13, and page 15. So all I did was write exactly what I wrote for number 1 on page 11. Do that now. Write your subheading 1 on page 11. Write your subheading on page.
Really laggy. Do it like that with a pencil?
With
Really laggy. You're
you
really
are
laggy.
copying word for word what you wrote on your topic number 1. Your number 1. All you're doing is writing it for number 1. That's all you're doing. Yes, Alan.
I'm not sure if it makes sense because I just have, there are parks, there are cars, and there are homes.
Remember, Alan, yours was what kind of community you live in,
Uh-huh.
And then what was your second one?
What you hear and what you see.
What you see. So yours is going to be what kind of community I live in for number 1.
Okay.
Your second one is going to be what?
What you hear,
What you hear. And then what's your third one?
what you see.
Boom, you got it. Write them.
Miss Mize, what am I supposed to write?
Ojus, you are writing exactly what you wrote about and circled here. So your number 1, what is your number 1? You're talking about your mom, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what was your number 1?
It is.
On page 10.
Okay. But I can't find page 10. I'm on the page.
It's in that packet. They're at the bottom. Look around. Everyone go to,
Yeah, I found it.
everybody go to page 10 and point to your number 1.
Miss Mize, I found it.
Go to your page 10 and point to number 1. Every single person. On page 10, number 1.
It's mom.
I'm going to mute you. Okay. Whatever you have written for your number 1, you also wrote it on Seesaw. I don't know what yours is because yours is going to look different than mine. Mine says 6 feet apart. All I'm doing is taking my number 1 and writing it right here at the top. Do that now. Put your number 1 on page 11. Yes, Eli. Eli, do you have a question? Okay. Emily, do you have a question?
When we're done writing, on the top, should we write the detailed sentences now?
Hold off for just 1 second.
Okay.
I'm gonna do transition words first. Okay. Thumbs up if you have finished writing your subheading number 1, whatever your subheading is on page 11. Thumbs up if you have done that.
No.
You should have your subheading number 1 put right here. If you've done that, move on to your subheading number 2 on page 13. You should have your next subheading, whatever your number 2 was on page 10, will also be your number 2 on page 13.
Miss Mize, what are we supposed to write on page 12?
Page 12, I want you to skip for now. That will
Okay.
Now, page 13, I want you to write your second subheading, Ojus.
Okay.
Okay? Whatever was on your number 2 for for page 10 will also be your number 2 for page 13.
So what are we supposed to put on page 13 again?
I want you to we're just writing our subheadings right now, Ojus. Following along. So go to 13, go to number 2, and write whatever your number 2 is from page 10.
Miss Mize,
Yes, Kendall.
I'm confused.
Okay. This guy, page 10. What are your 3 topics on page 10?
My 3 topics are how to play, how money works in the game within Roblox. Those are
Okay, so your number 1, go to page 11. Your number 1 is how to play.
Wait, so my subheading is how to play?
Yes, these are just your subheadings right here.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We have to write subheading 2 and 3.
Go ahead and write subheading 2 and 3 once you are done on pages 13 and 15. That is it. Don't go past that. Okay. Orion.
I'm finished.
Okay, hold that thought, okay? Okay, so you should have subheadings on page 11, page 13, and page 15. If you are done with that, then you can start doing your highlighted space. So, Johnny, can you mute yourself, please?
Wait, I'm actually not done. I thought you were saying if you're done on one of these pages, we should tell you.
Move on to the next one then. Okay. I'm going to give you about 2 minutes to finish your 3 subheadings on pages 11, 13, and 15. Then I want you to put highlight marks on every single detail so that we remember to put in our transition words.
Miss Mice, I kind of have like a question, like, like how to apply in the first, next, and last. And I put it first. I live in a suburban community. It doesn't really make sense with the first, next, and last.
Okay, we'll talk about it in just a minute, okay?
Okay.
Miss Mize,
Yes, Ojas.
I'm done with page 13.
Okay, you need to do all the pages so that all 3 of yours have subheadings.
So do I have to do page 15 too?
Yes, I want you to write your subheading for your number 3 as well.
Okay.
And then put your highlighter marks.
I'm gonna miss Mize. Is this like a good highlighter marker?
It'll work, yeah.
Oh
Jane,
yeah, because it looks
question?
like it's working.
Do we have to highlight all spaces like on page 11 and 13 and 15?
Yes, let's do all of them. Yes,
Okay.
Samaj.
Is that all?
Okay. Everyone pencil down. Pencil down. Let's go over what you need to have done so that then we can start adding details. Okay, so you have circled. Here you go. Here's your topic. And then you have your 3 subtopics, subheadings. You put your number 1 from page 10. I should see all eyes. Mia and Adeline, you should have your screens on. Okay, so my 6 feet apart, whatever your number 1 is, goes right here at paragraph 2, subheading 1, and I put it right up here at the top. That's on page 11. Thumbs up if you did that. Thumbs up if you did that. I still have friends not paying attention. Right now is not the time to be writing. Okay, thumbs up if you put your subheading 1 up here on page 11. Okay, then you put yellow highlighter to leave a space so that eventually our transition words could go. Thumbs up if you've done that. Okay, so your page 11 should be ready to go. Your page 13, now go to your page 13. It should look like mine, except your subheading 2 is obviously going to be different. Whatever your subheading 2 is goes right here. And then I want highlighter marks right next to each detail so that we remember to put our transition words. Thumbs up if you did that. Thumbs down if you need 30 more seconds to complete that. Okay, complete this now. I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds. Go ahead and get your page 13 ready to go. Yes, Adeline.
My mom has something to tell you.
Sorry, Miss Mize, I just have a question.
Yes.
On the subheadings, should the subheadings match the ones that they entered in Seesaw or what's on their paper?
Yes, she should have went back, Adeline, you should have went back and fixed your topics on your packet from Seesaw,
Okay, we'll do that.
okay? Okay, thumbs up if you are ready to move on. You have completed page 13. It looks like mine. Thumbs up if you're ready to move on. Thumbs down if you are still confused. And if you are still confused, I need a blue hand up. Zay, do you have a question? You good?
Just making sure. I already did 11 and 13, but do we do 15?
Yes, we're going to get to that in just a second. Addison, question?
Just a second.
Miss Mize,
I can't hear you. Will you text me? Will you text me? Sorry, you guys have, I can't hear you guys. Oh, goodness. Sorry, you guys. Okay, go ahead and write it in the chat and I'll answer it. Shreya, question.
So my question is, are you gonna move on to the next one because I'm just writing.
Okay, Addison, I need everyone listening. That's a great question. Okay, so your subheading are just what your paragraph is about. So Addison, one of yours was about things that my dad likes to do. So that's going to be one of your subheadings. And then you're going to go into detail later about things that dad likes to do. Does that make more sense? Okay. Okay, now go to page 15, friends. Your page 15, you should have your subheading 3. Whatever you wrote should be your subheading 3, along with your 3 highlighted marks so that we remember to throw in transition words later.
Okay.
Shazabe, you're gonna have to come back and rewatch this video, okay?
Okay.
Okay, Orion, you have a minute to fix this, okay? Keep adding. Shreya, ask your question.
I'm only at here subheading 3. I'm still on P2.
Okay, keep writing.
Oh, I thought you were moving on to there.
Okay, well then you should be writing right now, okay? Emily, question.
Are we supposed to write on the yellow lines in the sentences right now or no?
Go right ahead. All that should be done on the pages. Yep. I wanted to make sure that we all got this piece done before we move on. Gwen, do you have a question or are you ready to move on?
I'm ready to move on.
Okay, can you lower your hand for me? Orion, do you still have a question? Or are you ready? Are you just still writing?
I'm lost. I don't know what to do because I'm still trying to think of a sentence on page 13.
You should not have to come up with any sentences right now, Orion, because remember, you're only putting whatever you wrote for those 3 things, you're copying it. You are literally copying whatever it is and just putting it on the line.
Okay.
Okay? Don't come up with sentences yet. You're getting ahead of us. I love it, but you're getting ahead of us.
Miss Mize, I'm done with page 15.
Okay, I need everyone muted and let's go over this. So here is what you have done right now. You should have circled whatever your main topic is. It should have been fixed. Whatever you wrote into Seesaw should be right here, okay? Because if you don't write what was in Seesaw and you write some of your old points, then your writing is going to be wrong, okay? Adrani, are you following? Thank you. Okay, so then from there, all you're doing is copying 1, 2, and 3. So you should have copied on page 11, subheading 1. Your number 1 should be right here. And then we have highlighter. First, these 3 highlighted. No writing yet, just highlighted marks. Then you're on page 13 now. Page 13 is your subheading number 2. You're writing your number 2, word for word, copying it down right there. And then you're doing your 3 highlighted marks. Then you go to page 15. You're doing your subheading 3, your number 3. Writing it down word for word and then doing your 3 highlighted marks.
Yeah.
So everybody should have that done. Blue hand up if you do not have that done yet. Orion, you're still writing, right? Okay, so do your 3 subheadings, okay? Okay, here's what I need from you. You have these highlighted marks. I want you to skip the highlighted marks right now. We are not going to do transition words until the end. Today, I want you to write 3 complete sentences, 3 details after the highlighted marks that discuss whatever your subheading 1 is. So, someone raise their hand, give me an example of what your subheading 1 is, so we can use yours as an example. You guys are looking at me like I'm cuckoo right now. Who has a subheading that they want or willing to share? Look, I'm gonna help you. Okay, let's see. Maya, let's see if I can hear you. It looks like we have a good connection today, so let's see. Maya, what is your subheading 1?
What he looks like.
And what was your topic again?
What my brother looks my brother.
Type in the chat, what's your topic? Okay, so Maya is writing about her brother. Maya, what's your subheading 1? Can you type it in real quick? So Maya's main topic is her brother. She's talking about her brother. Her subheading 1 is talking about what he looks like. So her subheading 1 right here says, what he looks like on page 11. Now all she is going to do is she's going to describe and come up with 3 detailed sentences about what her brother looks like. So she could say, and pretend that your reader doesn't know anything about what you're talking about. You're explaining to them what it's about. So she could say that she can talk about what color her brother's eyes are. That could be her first sentence. Her second detail could be something about how old he is and how tall he is. Actually, that won't work. Actually, that'll work. Yeah, that's looking. Okay, so that could be her second detail. And then her third detail could be another trait about him, something else that he looks like. What else does he look like, okay? And so those are going to be her 3 sentences. We will come back and add transition words tomorrow. So you do not need to have transition words yet. You are only writing 3 detailed sentences about whatever subheading 1 is. We are going to stay here today. You are not to go anywhere until this is completed. Okay, so I'm here to ask, I can answer questions. It might be a few of you guys, we have a really poor connection, so you might have to type it into the chat for me, but I'm taking questions now. You are to complete page and work on page 11. We will also work on it tomorrow too. I'd rather go slow and it be correct than rush and it be incorrect. So take your time. If you have questions, I'm here, and I will be taking those. I should see you writing, okay? All right, Emily, question.
I forgot what my question was.